And we have made it to the last day of 2024. It's almost in the books, December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm Dan Kuntz. It is Tuesday. It is 28 degrees. We are finally going to cool down to where we should be this time of the year. It has been unseasonably warm. We had all that bountiful sunshine yesterday. It was 40 degrees for the afternoon high. Pretty nice. Things are going to change. A little snow tonight. For you midnight revelers, I will not be up in midnight. I have not seen midnight any night in a couple of decades. It's indicative of the hours that we work. It's just, I understand it must be pretty fun, but I haven't celebrated the new year, and I can't remember how long. We got a lot of stuff to get to. First things first, we got to roll back our small town holidays giveaway. We were supposed to do this last Thursday. It's a long story. Anyway, we fell behind a little bit, but we still have all these gift cards to give away. Small town holidays. We've teamed up with our friends at the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce to get you folks to go up there to do your shopping. Now, I know the Christmas season is over, but a lot of these stores are having sales right now. Among them is the Willow Gift Store, and they are the ones with the $50 gift card today. The Willow Gift Store right there on Wooden. They have clothes for adults. They have clothes for babies and kids. They got artwork. They got home goods, unique stuff, the kind of stuff that small town stores track down and find and stock their shelves because it's stuff you can't find anywhere else. And again, they have a big sale going on right now. So if you have the day off today, and I hope you do, you can head up to the Willow Gift Store on Wooden Avenue in downtown Chelan, or you can send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. It's an email contest. That's how you do it. Everybody has an email address. I mean, why not? Send me an email. One entry per email address. You know the rules by now. You're regular viewers, and there's a lot of you who take advantage of this. If you have more than one email address, you can enter more than once. You just can't enter 100 times on the same email address. Number one, we keep track of these things, and number two, it's a pain in the butt, so just don't do it. Winner@ncwlife.com, a $50 gift card to the Willow Gift Store, and I'll give you a couple of days to enter. A lot of people watch this show on a tape delay basis or on YouTube and later on in the day, so there's no hard deadline. We won't do the drawing until January 2nd because we won't be here tomorrow. News, yes, sports, lots. And it's Tuesday. That always means hockey talk. Of course, we didn't have Austin Drawday on for the Wenatchee Wild last week. They were on their holiday break. He was back in the Hawkeye State visiting his family. He's back. He'll be live with us in the back half of the program. In the meantime, what do we have in store weather-wise on this New Year's Eve and right on in to New Year's Day? Snow. Some light snow possible tonight. Here's a slide for the National Weather Service to give you an idea of maybe what we're looking at. Most snow will be in the Cascades, but still not a lot. The rest of the areas, the low-lying areas, could get an inch, maybe. We're probably going to have a less than an inch today here in the Wenatchee Valley, or tonight anyway. We're going to see sunshine on New Year's Day, by the way. Best chance of measurable snow right now looks to be Thursday night into Friday. Thursday night and Friday, we will have some snow once we get there. For today, tonight, and New Year's Day tomorrow, probably not. At least for the valley, you will find some snowfall coming down in the Cascades. So without further ado, here we go. After a high of 40, we're only going to get to about 33 today, and we're going to have clouds all day today. No real sunshine in the forecast. No wind either, kind of just there. Kind of a boring weather day, all things considered. And that 33-degree high is about normal for this time of the year. A little bit of light snow possible tonight, less than an inch, probably the Wenatchee Valley. Upper elevations around the valley could get a little bit more than an inch. There's a 60% chance of snow tonight with an overnight low of about 29. New Year's Day, pretty quiet, partly sunny, high of 35, very little precipitation at all, none really in the forecast for New Year's Day, and about a 20% chance of light snow on Wednesday night, overnight low of about 29. We are back to work on Thursday with a rain-snow mix possible. Snow level is going to climb up as the day progresses to close to 2,000 feet, so probably rain, maybe a little bit of light snow. High Thursday of 34. Thursday night's overnight low of about 30. There is a 70% chance of snow on Thursday night. There's a 90% chance of snow on Friday morning. It switches to rain on Friday afternoon because we'll be up in the mid to upper 30s on Friday. So Friday morning snow, Friday afternoon rain, and then rain on Friday night, and possibly spilling right on in to Saturday. All in all, typical January weather because it's January coming tomorrow. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have the news on this, the last day of the year. It's coming up in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epplodolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epplodolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epplodolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epplodolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Have you ever played that game, What Would You Rather, where you give 2 options to see what your friend would choose? Well, let's try it. What would you rather? Would you rather have a telemarketer from a foreign call center named David, or a local North Central Washington agent who has been helping folks for over 20 years on Medicare and has 5 offices to serve you, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So, what would you rather? Now give us a call at Springwater Insurance. Our phone number, 509-888-2600.
29 degrees. Don't look for any sunshine today. We're not going to get much warmer either. We're only going to top off at about 33. Light snow tonight, sunshine for the new year, and then a pretty good chance of some snow Thursday night right on into Friday morning before it switches over to rain for the weekend. 8 minutes after the hour, 13 people, that's a lot, have submitted their names to be considered for that city council spot for the city of Wenatchee. Of course, as you know by now, council member Keith Huffaker, who was elected in the at-large position, resigned from his seat this month with a year left on his term. The city council members will appoint his replacement. Now, among the applicants, former Wenatchee School Board member Laura Jakes, real estate broker Joe Gamboni, and educator Myra Navarro Gomez. Candidates will be interviewed by the city council on January 9th, and the successful applicant will take the oath of office on January 23rd. The complete list of the 13 people who have submitted their names, by the way, is available on our website. The unexpired city council term continues through the rest of next year. Speaking of serving in government, Chelan County officials took their oath of office yesterday, preparing for their terms. That begins tomorrow. Longtime state legislature Brad Hawkins will represent District 3 on the Board of County Commissioners. He'll be taking the seat occupied for the last 4 years by Tiffany Gehring, who's moving with her family to Idaho. Also sworn in was fellow Commissioner Kevin Overbay, who was reelected without opposition. Chelan County's 3 Superior Court judges will also start new terms starting tomorrow. Hawkins told us he's pleased to represent a district in Chelan County that his father Buell served on as a commissioner from 2001 to 2008.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I actually start January 1st, even though I got sworn in today. And I think I come in with a pretty good base because I have a good understanding of the state legislative process, state and federal officials. I have good relationships with local mayors and a lot of the local stakeholders. But I really need to do intense focus on county operations, county budget, and really just getting to know all the unique players in Chelan County and better understanding, how county government functions. It's a unique environment here at Chelan County because we have the commissioners who do oversee certain departments and certain people, but then you also have a lot of independently elected county officials, the sheriff, the auditor, the treasurer, and others that really oversee their functional areas of government. So it is a unique structure.
If you live in the city of Leavenworth, your utility bill is going to go up. The city council voted to change rates, according to our media partner, the Wenatchee World. The Leavenworth City Council passed the resolution after a 3-hour discussion. They was centered on rate changes to utilities, including sewer, water, and solid waste. The council voted to change the rates in an effort to fund capital improvement projects and encourage people to conserve more water. One example presented by city staff was a single-family home with a 3/4-inch meter, saying if the same home paid about $151 under the 2024 rate, the new rate would have a monthly bill go up by about $12 to $163 a month. City Finance Director Chantel Steiner said she expects the city to get some pushback and said her finance team already receives pushback over the already existing utility rates. 4 new Link Transit buses are set to benefit the community of Waterville and the Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. Pretty unique buses. They're specially equipped for going up hills. They include features like automatic chains, self-leveling suspensions, and engine braking systems. The buses are meant to improve services and accessibility for Waterville and the ski link routes. The new buses are also decorated with graphics related to their routes. There's a farming landscape on some that'll do the Waterville route and snowy mountains on the ski link route. Link Transit will officially unveil the Waterville bus at the Waterville Town Hall Garage on January 7th at 3 in the afternoon. That's where the community can check the bus out up close, learn about its features, and celebrate the expansion of service. Well, we're about done with the year 2024. It's been a very unique year and something we do every year this time at the NCWLIFE channel as we look back at the year 2024 and the things that made news, both good and bad. Here's a recap of January through June.
At the start of 2024, one of the men responsible for the 2022 murder of Yair Flores Cavero was sent to prison for nearly 35 years. Javier Valdez pleaded guilty to first-degree murder for partnering with Markyle Leon Ford to shoot the 18-year-old Flores while he lay sleeping in his own bed. Ford discharged 2 shots through Flores' open window in Wenatchee. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 23 years. The Numerica Performing Arts Center was left in search of a new director after the departure of J. Woody Lotz, who steered the downtown performance space since 2021. Lotz was instrumental in reopening the PAC for concerts and theatrical shows after the COVID-19 pandemic. The PAC's board of directors launched a comprehensive search for his successor. The theater is currently led by interim director Katie Grove. A January 11th snow squall caused an estimated 45 vehicular accidents around the Wenatchee Valley, including one involving an Eastmont school bus. The bus and 4 other vehicles slid into the center of the intersection at 3rd Street and Grant Road, but their speeds were described as very slow, and there were no injuries. In a surprise weekend announcement, the Wenatchee School District laid out plans to close Columbia Elementary School, citing declines in enrollment and budget constraints. The announcement opened a 4-month process that saw many teachers and parents protesting the move before the closure was made official by a vote of the school board in May. In February 2024, another departure. Luke Davies stepped away as the administrator of the Chelan Douglas Health District after 3 years at the helm. Davies had helped to steady the public health agency after the COVID-19 pandemic. Last month, he became the director of the Prince William Health District in Virginia. The operations director for the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce became the latest member to join the Wenatchee City Council. Chelsea Ewer was named to the vacant seat left in Council District 2 after Mike Poyer was elevated to mayor. Ewer was one of 9 applicants to fill the post. She was appointed by a vote of the council after a series of candidate interviews. In the first of 2 setbacks, the Eastmont School District's ambitious bond project was narrowly rejected by voters. The district had sought $117 million to update its aging school buildings and transportation facilities. About 59.5% of voters said yes to the proposal, but state law requires a 60% supermajority to pass new bond spending. The district said it would ask to place the question on the ballot again in April. In that election, it failed with a vote of 58%. In March, a federal judge ordered a new map to govern Washington's legislative districts, and north central Washington's 12th, 7th, and 13th districts were redrawn almost beyond recognition. State Senator Brad Hawkins' East Wenatchee home was excluded from his 12th district, and he eventually announced plans to move to Wenatchee and run for Chelan County Commissioner instead. That led to musical chairs as candidates lined up to seek out posts in both the Washington Senate and House in November election. Local telecommunications. Until then, the parent company of NCWLIFE announced it would be acquired by Ziply Fiber and no longer be locally owned. That news was compounded later in the year when Bell Canada announced in November it would spend $3.65 billion to acquire Ziply itself. Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown began the 3-month countdown to his own retirement. Crown spent a total of 33 years in police service and 8 as the city's chief. He started as a Wenatchee patrol officer and returned to his hometown force after 14 years with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife Police. In April, Grace City Church received approval for a new evangelical school academy in Wenatchee. It was allowed to open its Garden City School in the King's Orchard Church of Christ building. Tiffany Gehring announced she would not run for Chelan County Commissioner after her single term ended in December. The announcement opened up a 4-way race in the August primary, with candidates including Brad Hawkins, Flint Hartwig, and Brant Capel. School Administrator Lance Noel returned to teaching. The longtime principal of Eastmont High School announced he would step down to become head of the Eastmont Opportunities Program, the alternative class option for district students. In May, the Wenatchee Valley YMCA began demolition of its warehouse buildings, preparing for a move to the campus formerly occupied by the Chelan County PUD. The public utility had already moved to its consolidated headquarters at Old Station. The YMCA became the first agency to set up shop on the former PUD grounds. The nonprofit began a serious fundraising effort to build an estimated $4.6 million in needed money. Wenatchee High School women's softball players helped break ground on their new softball field. Construction of the new $4 million field helped resolve a Title IX complaint against the district over inequities in the sports facilities offered to male and female student athletes. Superintendent Corey Callahar apologized on behalf of the district for how long it took for the girls to get a field of their own. In June, a structure fire at a remote property on Lake Chelan became the ignition point for the Pioneer Fire, a 300-acre backcountry wildfire that would eventually grow to nearly 39,000 acres and threaten the small uplake town of Stehekin. Chelan County Sheriff's Marine patrols helped evacuate hikers in its path and carried supplies to overworked firefighters throughout the summer. The town would remain on high alert until the fire began to diminish in September. East Wenatchee police discovered the body of Cynthia Ring, found murdered in her apartment in the 500 block of Eastmont Avenue. Her 4-year-old son had been left alone with her body. Ring's boyfriend, Ashton Bunting Jr., was later arrested after fleeing the state. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced in December to 14 years in prison. And the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society went on the hunt for a new director after the departure of James Pumphrey, who spent less than 2 years on the job. The work culture under Pumphrey had been criticized, although Humane Society trustees did not give a reason for his departure. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
And that was just the first 6 months of 2024. The last 6 months will be reviewed tonight, and everything else that made news, as a matter of fact, on this last day of the year. Tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, the evening news, 5, 6, and 10. Don't forget, no programming tomorrow, not this show. The news will be off as well. We get the holiday off, and we'll take it. If you're out and about and you see something that might be newsworthy, the best thing you do is get a hold of us. Send us an email, because a lot of people get the email, news@ncwlife.com. It is a lot of sports to get to. We are knee-deep in the bowl games, and the Kraken had a nice victory, too. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
21 minutes after the hour, the Seattle Kraken scored 3 goals in the third period, and they finished off the Utah Hockey Club last night. 5-2 was the final. Jaden Schwartz broke a 2-2 tie with 12:38 remaining. Matty Beniers made it a 4-2 game. Jared McCann finished it off with an empty net goal with $1:49 left.
Wins the battle. Here's Logan Cooley. Hands it off. Schmaltz. High slot. Back to Cooley. Shoots and he scores. Power play goal for the Utah Hockey Club. And they've got a 1-0 lead. Keeps it in. Sends it around the corner. Schwartz lets it go. Riker Evans. Shot turned aside. Gord. Rebound. Scores.
To it. Right place, right time. The rebound ends up going over to Yanni Gordon. Sends that through. Riker Evans throws the shot. The rebound there. Head up. Past the outstretched blocker. And you look at the line, you got Yanni Gord, Tanev, and Jaden Schwartz out there for that.
Burakovsky knocked it down, but he couldn't clear. Now this is second efforted out to the neutral zone and back into Kraken territory. Jaden Schwartz at the half wall. Kraken coming off for the defensive change shot. Burakovsky scores! A beautiful redirection from Andre Burakovsky.
To their own goal. Great patience here from Schwartz, buying time along the wall. Moves the puck from the middle. Love how Burakovsky gets himself inside. Doesn't take the outside position from Mata. Great stick deflection. Nothing that Vemelka can do there as he's moving to his right. Just a perfect tip.
In the corner, Stenlund will force him off the puck. Kevin Stenlund taking Gord's stick with him down the wing. And now Carcone gets it out. Cole. Back to Carcone. Spins his way in. Right circle shot. Turned aside. The rebound. Kerfoot. He scores. 2-2. 58 seconds left in period number 2. And the Hockey Club has to regather. Keller in for Schmaltz. Here's Schmaltz. Drops it back behind him. Intercepted by Capo Caco. Long lead pass ahead. Jaden Schwartz down the slot. Score! He had one called back earlier. That will stand, and the Kraken regain the lead. It's a 3-2 Seattle edge.
For the neutral zone as you make a good defensive play, you head up through. Schwartz in for the breakaway. 5-hole. You said it, the first one taken away. Excellent pass. Finds the back of the net through the 5-hole, but I like that feed from Capo Caco. And
Utah Hockey Club kept the puck deep. Seattle takes over and finally gets it out to neutral ice. Capo Caco leading in. Matty Beniers down the slot. Puck fumbled off its stick. Now it goes in. They score! Matty Beniers from below the goal line. It goes off the back of It's a 4-2 Seattle lead.
The puck goes wide to Capo Caco, and a nice little feed through the middle. Beniers on the breakaway again. Flub the shot, stays with it, throws it back at the front of the net. You see it right there, just go off the end of Matty Beniers' stick. He stays with it, the heads-up play, throwing it back to the net, off of the left skate of Pamelka and into the back of the net. But a great play right at the blue line by Capo Caco. That sets the whole thing up, right? You get to see the hands there, the skill of that play to set up Matty Beniers for the original.
Sergachev with 2 to play in the third. Kerfoot around the boards. Near side, played off the wall, knocked away, and Bjorkstrand once again takes it out the center. Here comes McCann down the slot. McCann scores! Oh, yes, McCann put this game away for Seattle.
Bjorkstrand ends up getting it, plays it high up off the glass, putting it out. Doesn't ice the puck, gets it out into the neutral zone. Smart play there. Sergachev not able to keep it in. And it's McCann, Kerfoot in a foot race. McCann ends up winning it. One-hands it into the net.
Up the far side, Valimaki knocks it down, thinks about it, shoots, blocked. There's the horn. And the Seattle Kraken get this 4-game homestand. Started off on the right foot. They've won their second in a row. Jaden Schwartz stays hot. It's a 5-2 Kraken win.
Yeah, as they mentioned, it's a 4-game homestand. Game 2 is Thursday when they host Vancouver at 7 p.m. To the women's college basketball scoreboard from last night, Gonzaga defeated Pepperdine 75-54, and the Washington State Lady Cougars knocked off Pacific 74-66. For the men, number 19 Gonzaga, they dropped in the AP poll. They beat Pepperdine down in Malibu 89-82, and Washington State defeats Loyola Marymount in men's basketball 73-59. Pretty light schedule in prep. In girls basketball, Chelan got by Okanagan in a non-leaguer, 54-51. Orville nipped Bridgeport, 34-30. And in boys basketball, Moses Lake defended their home court. They beat Shadle Park 77-69. Chelan over Okanagan, 66-44. Bridgeport over Oroville, 76-43. Well, the Huskies wrap up the college football season, their college football season anyway. Today, it's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. It'll be great. Huskies and Louisville. These two teams have never played each other. On the gridiron, it's an 11 a.m. kickoff this morning from El Paso, Texas, on the Columbia Broadcasting System. The quarterfinals of the college football playoff, it's tonight. Don't let it sneak up on you. Notre Dame, Georgia, the All-State Sugar Bowl at 5:45 on ESPN. And then 3 in a row, starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Texas and Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, followed by the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential. It'll be Ohio State and Oregon at 2 o'clock, and then the night wraps up with the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Penn State, Boise State at 4:30. Well, just like we did with the news, as this year comes to an end, we look back on the top 10 sports stories of the year. Number 10, after years of waiting, the softball community finally celebrated the groundbreaking on a $4 million softball facility at Triangle Park for the Wenatchee High School girls softball teams, both fast pitch and slow pitch. Number 9, Scott Devereaux and Michael Don. They've been heading up the football programs at Wenatchee and Eastmont for a combined 31 years, but not anymore. Devereaux stepped down after his last game in the 2023 season. Michael Don surprised a lot of people when he announced his departure in November of last year. Assistants within both programs were chosen as the new head coaches. Jay Foster took over for Eastmont, and Taylor Mitchell took over at Wenatchee High School. It was a rather interesting 12 months for the Wenatchee Wild. Of course, the Wenatchee Wild purchased the Winnipeg franchise, moved it to Wenatchee. They joined the WHL. Kevin Constantine was hired as the head coach barely a month into that season. He was suspended by the league for conduct detrimental. Chris Clark served as interim head coach, finished out the season. And of course, in July, Don Nachbar was hired to return to the WHL. He is the current coach of the Wenatchee Wild. Number 7, we're staying on the ice. Following a disappointing second season, the team's first ever head coach, the Kraken, was fired. Dave Haxtell had led the Kraken to a playoff run in the second season, but season 3, not so good. He's replaced by Dan Blysma. Of course, the Wild, or the Kraken, are still struggling a little bit. And this is a hint at number 6 on what our top 5 sports stories of the year will be. Of course, the Huskies announcing that Arizona's Jed Fish would replace Kalen DeBoer as head coach of the Husky football program. Huskies, of course, went all the way to the national championship game on January 8th, where they lost to Michigan. A lot of things have changed in less than a year. We'll wrap up the other 5, by the way. Eric will have it tonight. We'll have it for you on Thursday. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this New Year's Eve. In Switzerland, happy Restoration Day. I wanted to mention that. A lot of people watch the show online in Switzerland, I'm assuming. It is Make Up Your Mind Day for those people who just can't make up their mind, and it's No Interruptions Day today. It's also New Year's Eve, so a lot of people ring in the new year with champagne. It's National Champagne Day today, but none for me. Champagne is just, I can't handle it. I just don't like it. Of course, a lot of people can call any sparkling wine champagne, but only wines produced in the Champagne wine region of France can legally be called champagne. They must be produced using specific rules and regulations. Certain types of grape varieties can only be used to be called champagne. That is the law. So if it says champagne, it came from the wine region of France called champagne. By the way, the most expensive bottle of champagne ever sold in this country cost more than $2 million. Gee, I hope it was good. And in case you're curious, when you pop the cork at midnight, a typical champagne bottle has more than 90 pounds of pressure per square inch. That's why you point it away from people. You can put an eye out with one of those, kid. Happy National Champagne Day. I will not be imbibing. Today in history, this is the 57th anniversary of what became known in NFL lore as the Ice Bowl. The Green Bay Packers defeat the Dallas Cowboys 21-17 to win the NFC Championship and move on to the Super Bowl. The game time temperature at kickoff at Lambeau Field was minus 15 degrees. It was 15 degrees below zero with an average wind chill of minus 48. The officials were unable to use their whistles after the opening kickoff because the whistles were metal and it froze to their lips. They couldn't, so they just yelled at each other instead of blowing their whistle because their whistles wouldn't work. By the way, the reason you have never seen a TV broadcast of this, because even though CBS broadcast it nationwide, in those days they didn't save the videotape. They erased it to use it again. So no copy of the telecast is known to exist, the Ice Bowl. That was the Ice Bowl. In 1988 on this date, it has the Fog Bowl. I remember this. The Bears and the Eagles, the NFC divisional playoff game at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Bears won, by the way, 20-12, but that wasn't the real story. Check out this bizarre footage. Started out as a beautiful day in Chicago, and then a very strange phenomenon occurred right on Lake Michigan. It only affected a very small area of Chicago, only about 10 square blocks. That was it. So when the game started, it was sunny and nice and mild. By the end of the second quarter, however, the fog began to roll in, and that started causing some issues. The fog got denser and thicker and denser and thicker. The teams had to change their game plan on the fly. They couldn't run any passing plays because the receivers couldn't see the passes thrown to them. This is now the third quarter. TV and radio announcers couldn't see what the hell was going on. They went to these low cameras to see what they could do. In fact, it got so bad, the fog got so thick, that the referee, Jim Tunney, ended up announcing the down and distance for each play on his microphone because the teams and the fans couldn't see the down markers at all. 65,534 fans were on hand who didn't get to see the game. The Fog Bowl, 36 years ago today. And finally, on this date in 2011, 13 years ago today, Samoa in the southern Pacific Ocean decides to change time zones from one side of the international date line to the other. And because they did that, December 31st, 2011 in Samoa doesn't exist. They just skipped the day altogether. It went from December 30th to January 1st, which really sucked if you were born on December 31st, 2011 in Samoa. Hey, why not? Birthdays. Two heavenly birthdays. One of the greatest military men in this country's history, General George Marshall. Born in the state in 1880, the overall commander of the United States Army during World War II as the chairman of the Army Staff, General Staff, the first five-star general in the war. He got the first one. Of course, he was the Army Chief of Staff during World War II. He later served Harry Truman as Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense, considered one of the greatest Americans ever. George C. Marshall, born in the state in 1880. Don James, born in the state in 1932. College Football Hall of Fame, 1997. Coach of the Year, 1977, 1984, 1991. 4 Rose Bowl champions. Orange Bowl champion, 1991. National championship Washington Huskies, and he went 10-5 in the 15 bowl games he coached. The Dogfather, Don James, born in the state in 1932. And this guy has a couple of Academy Awards, 2 of them specifically. The Best Actor in 1992 for Silence of the Lambs, even though he was only in the film for about, 15 minutes. And in 2021 for The Father. Anthony Hopkins also Remains of the Day, Nixon, all kinds of cool movies. Anthony Hopkins is 87 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, and we are darn proud to have them on board. All right, still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and then it's Tuesday, last hockey talk of the year with Austin Drade. We had a good time on Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center. If you don't believe me, Austin will tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait, turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Let your kindness shine bright at Boswell's. This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays.
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
Okay, hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I've always been a reader. I mean, reading is my safe place, my happy place. And whenever I'm asked what my favorite thing to do is, I say reading. Well, my favorite family-friendly thing. Okay, so I have news for you folks who are not readers. Reading is doing something. People who aren't readers see somebody like me reading a book and they think, hey, he isn't doing anything. I can talk to him and then be insulted if he doesn't hear me respond or if he just keeps his nose in the book. Now, reading is as legitimate as activity, which is rude to interrupt, as playing video games, talking on the phone, or contemplating your navel, whatever it is non-readers do. You may not like to read, but I do. So there. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
So what am I looking at here?
That is what great power looks like.
Tell me more.
It's called hydropower. Hydropower uses water and gravity to generate electricity. Since the fuel for hydropower is water, it has zero emissions and it's renewable. It also works when it's not sunny or windy. And it's the cheapest power we can make.
So it's clean, renewable, reliable, and affordable? And hydropower is all four?
Only hydropower is all four. And you can learn more about it at the Chelan PUD Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam.
At Highline Homes, we know that kids can come home at any stage of life. Whether your kids are coming home or coming back home, we've got the perfect custom-built home solution for you and your family. Highline Homes has up to 100% financing packages available through our select lenders. View our many floor plans at highlinehomes.com or visit one of our model homes in Oregon, Washington, California, or Idaho. Then you're well on your way to building that perfect dream home for the next phase of your life.
Nice crib.
Nice crib. Highline Homes. On your lot, on time, built right.
A small town holiday wouldn't be complete without a visit to an original American hardware store in downtown Chelan. Kelly's Ace Hardware has been serving the greater Chelan area for nearly 100 years. Let them take you back to a time where personal service and quality products went hand in hand.
You're invited to experience small town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
Puck luck just not on Wenatchee.
Welcome back to the program. Every Tuesday, we sit down with, I'm sorry, the name again? Austin Andrade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. We didn't have them last Tuesday. They were on their holiday break. He went back to the Hawkeye State, home state of Iowa, to spend some time with family. I'm assuming that went well.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was Iowa? How was the Hawkeye State?
Still flat.
Still flat? Just
about the same weather.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what specific part of Iowa are you from?
Des Moines.
Des Moines. So that's the biggest city in Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Right. I've been to Davenport once. Actually, I went to Clear Lake, Clear Lake, Iowa, a long time ago in the late 80s, early 90s.
Surf ballroom?
Yes, I visited. I'm a Buddy Holly fan, and I had to make the pilgrimage to see where the legend lost his life. Anyway, it's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Let's pick up on Friday night in Spokane in the 2-1 loss to the Chiefs. Friday night after the guys got back. Before we roll into an unbelievable game on Saturday, talk a little bit about Friday with the guys, a little punky. We talked about trying to keep in shape and keep your hockey legs up and going during the extended break. How do they look to you on Friday night?
Yeah, there were a few warts in the game. Some turnovers, a lot of turnovers between the teams. Just kind of a choppy game, but the effort was there. The guys were making smart plays, putting the puck into good places. I thought the guys definitely deserved a little bit better fate than they got, but that one extra 5-on-5 goal in the second period that the guys ended up coming back from with that power play goal, that ended up being a big difference in the game with the goal that Spokane picked up on the power play in the third period. Great effort all through all 60 minutes, great push at the end. Just couldn't get enough shots to go, and puck luck really was not on their side on Friday night. You talk about two pucks off the post, another one off the crossbar in the first period. Those don't even count among the shot total that the guys had. So really, really good effort. I thought the guys definitely deserved better than they ended up getting.
For the uninitiated, what Austin is referring to is if the goalie has to handle the puck to keep the puck from crossing the line, that's a shot on goal. If you hit the post, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So just a little heads up on that. People go, what are you talking about? I wanted to let you know about that. What was the schedule for the holiday? Were they due back on Wednesday on Christmas Day, or was it the day after?
A lot of the guys were actually flying back early Thursday and then catch a shuttle back in. Of course, getting over the passes was what it tends to be during the winter time. But we got everybody back for a practice Thursday night to get the rest of the cobwebs out, and guys hit the bus on Friday to go over to Spokane and give them a good battle.
On Saturday night, 4,000 folks packed the Town Toyota Center. Our mutual friend Eric Granstrom was there. Everybody had a good time, especially in the third period. We fell behind 3-0. Nobody went home. They stuck around, and as we roll footage of the best comeback of the year so far with Austin Drade to narrate what happened on Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center. Once again, Austin, I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in the studio. You folks at home, please use your televisions. Here's the comeback.
Well, Spokane fans had a good time the first 40 minutes of the game, but the Wild would come back. Face off in their own end, pitch it ahead, get a nice bounce off the wall, and a body. 2-on-1, Evan Friesen, bang! Dawson Seitz with the setup, Friesen with the rip to the top half. Don't blink, you'll miss it. It's 3-1. Right off the face-off violation. Spokane with a hand pass on the ensuing face-off. Not a good result for the Chiefs. Left out front for Miles Cooper. Lucas Sherbina from below the goal line. Right to Miles Cooper. Right to the back of the net. Take another look at this one. Fans having a good time. You can understand why. Check out this pass from below the goal line. Gets a bounce. Gets a second chance. Threads it out front. 3-2. So Wild, a gross understatement to say there's life at this point. Well, if you think there's life right now, check out what Sean Rios does here in just a second. Bounce in front, left to the backside. Sean Rios finds it, curls it around the backside of the goal frame, and the Wild, in less than 2 minutes, have tied this game up at 3. Take another look at this one. Comes back in front of the net, takes a bounce, right past Carter Essler, and finds Sean Rios. I don't think I'm getting it. They're tied at 3. So what happens next? Not a whole lot of scoring for a while until the final 3.5 minutes of the game. Look at Dawson Seitz' face. He can't believe it, but he's so excited. The Wild take a 4-3 lead. Right off the face-off. Let's go fishing for a goal here. Catch and release. Right past Carter Essler. Not quite sure he saw that one through all the bodies in the face-off circle. Spokane, last gasp, 4.6 seconds to play. Need a quick face-off win. They get that. They need a good control on the shot. They do not get that. Down to 2, down to 1. There is no time. There is no more chance. The Wild come all the way back and then win this one by a 4-3 final score. Wild fans, your thoughts?
They had a good time.
They had a good time.
Eric had a blast. He said that place was just rocking, especially the last 3 minutes when we took the 4-3 lead and we had to run out the clock. We had 3.5 minutes to go. He said that place was as loud as he could remember. What was it like for you up in the Crow's Nest? How loud is it when that crowd really gets rolling, that kind of deal?
Even up in the Crow's Nest, I mean, that noise carries upstairs. And you talk about where things were at start of the third period. The crowd gives us everything they've got the first 60 seconds. We pump them up and they give it right back to us. And then, you know, the end of the second period, the beginning of the third, after that initial minute, it was rough sledding, I think, for a little while, just to get some energy back in the place, trying to get shots, trying to get pucks past Carter Essler, who really had a good night, especially the first 40 minutes, made some great saves. And then you get that 2-on-1. Evan hits the back of the net. And then, okay, we got life. You get that power play goal. You get the power play right off the face-off. And all of a sudden, the players, the fans, 4,050 of them in the building, almost a completely full house, you start smelling blood in the water. You get that second goal. Then you're really smelling blood in the water. but you're still trying to get that last goal, and Sean Rios gets that last goal, gets a great bounce in front of the net, gets some open space, and now all of a sudden you've got all the momentum in the world. You've got your biggest comeback of the year so far, and it was just a matter of, can we get this one in regulation? Are we going to have to go to overtime? Is somebody going to get a point out of this one no matter what? And then Dawson Seitz hits the back of the net. You saw him after he hit that shot, kind of going down to 2 knees, hands over his face, like, we just took the lead. And after that, all the momentum on Wenatchee's side, you knew this is a group that's going to come away with a win tonight and keep bringing back wins against Everett, the 9-1 against Kelowna, even the game before down in Spokane where we lost 2-1, and then the comeback here, stacking up victories that when January turns into February, turns into March, these guys can go back to and say, look at what we've done, look at how we did it. This is how we get the job done. Let's go do it again.
That's why they came to play hockey at Wenatchee, those kinds of nights on Saturday night. Big crowd, exciting game, quality hockey. Daniel Hauser struggled on Saturday, gave up those 3 early goals to Spokane. Coach pulled him, brought in the new guy who just played phenomenally well. It was using the baseball analogy, the starting and pitching struggles, you go to the bullpen knocks the team, keeps the team away from stepping on home plate for the rest of the game, and that gave the guys a chance, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the Babe Ruth getting knocked out of the game, 1917, whatever it was. Ernie Shore comes in.
Good God, how old are you?
Picks off the runner at first base, throws a perfect game after that. That was Brendan G's game on Saturday night. Daniel had a rough night. Had that one goal that ended up being called in on review, and then they get a pass out front, tuck it around him to make it 3-0. Some nights you're going to have that night. That's not a typical night for Daniel, but Brendan came in, he was injured during the off season, got his legs back underneath him with a stint in Soyuz in the Kootenai International League, a little bit of junior A time, and came up, and he was back in his routine, back in his element, and more than a serviceable goaltender in that backup role for us. Stepped in and had a phenomenal game for us to wrap up the last 51.5 minutes, whatever it was. But no, a guy who's gotten 17 wins last season, got a lot of time in his first year on the WHL. He knows what he's doing, and he really stepped up to the plate on Saturday night.
This team's got some momentum now. We haven't really been able to put together a good string of 6 or 7 or 8 good hockey games in a row, but you can feel it coming, can't you?
Right, and these guys have really put together, I think, 4 really good hockey games in a row. It's a group that is really starting to come together. We've got some players back from injuries. Deegan McMillan, Josh Fluker, having those guys back, that's a big help. And when you talk about having a full lineup, just being able to move 4 lines out there from one moment to the next, and being able to switch guys around during the game if you need to. I know Don does that a little bit every so often. You'll see some line combinations change during the game, and try to get guys out there that are clicking and having a good night. I think having those healthy guys back, having a full lineup, that break came at exactly the right time, and now the guys are ready to start rolling some wins together.
4,050. He didn't count them all personally. They have somebody else who does that professionally in the front office. I didn't see that coming. I know it was Margaritaville night. I know it was a holiday weekend, but that surprised everybody. I mean, you couldn't get a ticket.
I think it was a little bit of a surprise to me how late the requests and the sales came in. I was looking at how things were a few weeks ago, and it wasn't significantly above any of the other games on our schedule that were further out. But we noticed it over in Spokane too, having almost 9,000 in the building there. We saw it last year as well with those first couple games back. Those games between Christmas and New Year's have really become good nights for teams across the landscape, across the WHL especially. Folks either finishing up with their holidays, they've spent time with their families, now they want to get out as a family and have something to do, or they've got family in town, they need a way to entertain them. bring a bigger group to the game. It's more ticket sales
there you go.
that we can count, and we'll have more people in the building. And I think any way you slice it, Christmas and New Year's, that week in between there, right, coming off the holiday break, that's become a really good night and starting to become a real dependable night, I think, for teams across our league.
5 o'clock is when they drop the puck tonight. I'm going to mention this one more time. 5 o'clock. The Kelowna Rockets are in town for New Year's Eve. That way you can watch the Wild kick some Rocket butt and then go out and enjoy the New Year. Quick little scouting report on the Rockets. What do we know about Kelowna? Yeah,
Kelowna's struggled a little bit coming out of the holiday break. 5 losses in a row, but you have to remember they've got some of their top guys out. 2 guys playing for the Czech team at World Juniors and another one for the Canadian team. Got a couple guys still injured, so it's a group that is trying to find their momentum coming out of the holiday break, and they're playing with a lineup that's not entirely full right now. Plus, they're getting their goaltending kind of put back together with Rhett Stoser and Jake Pilon. Jari Kekkonen, who is their veteran, was waived back in November. So they're trying to put the goaltending together, trying to get the lineup filled back in. So it's a group that they're battling right now, but they've got a lot to play for with that 5-game loss. They want to avenge the loss at home against us. So they want to come into our building and ruin our big night. So it's we'll respect everybody, and it's a game that we need to go out and give a full 60 minutes to win.
Quick heads up, buy your tickets in advance. Box office is open. You can go up to the Wenatchee Wild office as well to buy your tickets. That way you're not in 2 lines. You don't have to go one line to buy a ticket and then another line to get into the building. You buy your tickets in advance, save you some wait time. You're going to have a big crowd tonight. I just haven't. I think people are like, word got out about Saturday night, and now it's out there.
I think we're going to have a pretty big crowd tonight. I think once you get to a certain point, the walk-up sales tend to pick up a little bit, and I really noticed it with folks coming in. It was a busy day in the office yesterday with folks wanting to come in and get tickets for tonight's game. So no doubt, I think it's going to be a big game, and you're going to want to get those tickets early.
Austin Drade, broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Rockets tonight, and then games on the road. We'll see you again next Tuesday?
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back with your holiday forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. Oh, we're not going to do a commercial. You want to do the forecast?
Sure.
Staff meteorologist Austin Drade will have your forecast here. Here you go, Austin. There you go, my friend. From the National Weather Service. You see, I like to say that because that way, if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government.
It's true.
Yeah, that's how. But how was the weather in Iowa, by the way, while you were gone?
About the same as it was here. Not hardly any snow on the ground, but not balmy by any stretch.
Okay, cool. And nice haircut, by the way. From the National Weather Service, we're looking at a high of about 33 today, which is summertime in Iowa. There we go. There's our forecast. That's what we call graphics in the world of television, Austin. Pretty impressive, huh? 33 for our high today. Just a slight chance of snow. I don't think we're going to have any. No sun, though. The sun's taking the day off. 29 for the overnight low tonight. Now, on Wednesday, it's going to see a few sun breaks, but not, again, mild. Our normal afternoon high this time of the year is 32. We'll be at 35 Wednesday with some sun breaks for the new year as you nurse your hangover. 29 for the overnight low on Wednesday. We're back to work on Thursday, January 2nd, and we start talking about an increasing chance of snow. Best chance of measurable snow, Austin, by the way, Thursday night into Friday morning, and then by Friday afternoon, as we warm up, that snow, we're going to get an inch, maybe about an inch and a half Thursday night into Friday. Then it's going to switch over to rain on Friday night, but you don't care because you're going to be in Langley, British Columbia to take on Vancouver, so what do you care about that? And then Saturday, 41 with a rain-snow mix, and then Sunday with a high of 32. Austin, we got a little less than a minute left. Anything? It's been quite an interesting year for the Wild so far, hasn't it? I mean, all things considered.
We've had some roster changes. We've had a real boost in results here over the last month or so. November was a great month too, finishing above 500. So it's been a fun year. Looking forward to the second half.
Wild are going to put together a nice little run and make a deep run into the WHL playoffs, folks. That is my personal guarantee.
Only 1 point out of a playoff spot coming into tonight.
That's right, and there's a lot of hockey to be played, and they have a huge stretch of 7 home games in 8 games. They'll play 8 games in January, 7 of those at home. So check it out. Austin Drade, it's good to see you. Everybody, Happy New Year. We'll see you next year. Bye-bye.